Welcome to the Conscious Radio Network's YouTube channel. Become enlightened, have fun, and tell all your friends and family to share with everyone they know. You can find us on Facebook and stay up to date on our Facebook group, or find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Our podcast can be found on Libsyn, iHeart, Spotify, Google Podcast, and more. Most of all, remember to go to our official website at consciousradionetwork.com for podcasts, posts, future shows, and scheduling. We also want to welcome our international audience. Don't stop now and join the community. Subscribe today.
This is the Conscious Radio Network.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the spaceship we call Earth, wherever you might be. Welcome to Conscious Radio Network's weekly podcast series, The Weekly Seance. If this is your first time, please click subscribe, like, share, comment, and go check us out on any of those podcasts you see below. This evening, or today, or tomorrow, whenever you might see this or hear this, tonight, Graham Williamson, an international evidential medium, psychic healer, and counselor for well over 40 years from England, was trained by his mother, a rescue medium, and later with the SNU. Later in 2001, he was moved to the United States and was with the NSA and completed the Morris Pratt medium, healer, and minister courses, now with the Universal Life Ministry. You still with them? Yes. We're always with them. Which can officiate weddings. Graham has assisted many people along with connecting with others and their loved ones who have passed over. With his spiritual guides, he'll work together to connect you with them. Graham can do private group readings and online via text or video, and has also been able to work through cell phone and in person. Now, tonight we are going to touch into how to use your intuition to connect with spirit, as we are all intuitives in some form or another. So tonight we are going to dive into that. Let's welcome to the show again, Graham Williamson. Yeah.
Thank you for that intro. I loved it. Oh,
welcome back.
Never cease to surprise me.
Yeah, we always every now and then. Every now and then, I'll like to try to change things up, and technically, today is a little bit. This show is a little bit of an improv because I mean, literally just got into the studio coming back from Melbourne. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late, and literally just sat down in front of the mic, and I'm like, all right, let's launch it, let's go, let's put just short of being live. But that's kind of how spirits work, correct? I mean, when spirits want to give us messages, sometimes it's right on the fly. And tell us a little bit of your experience as a medium and how this works.
Well, one of the funniest things I ever did was in a church, and I was in the middle of giving a reading to a gentleman on the left side of my view of the aisle. But I kept on being sidetracked to three ladies on the front pew on the right. And in the end, I'm starting salvinating every time I saw this lady in the middle of the three. So I stopped reading the gentleman on my left. And I said, excuse me, did your mother have problems with her teeth? And she said, yes. I said, okay, hang on. I'll be back with you in a minute. I finished the lady by demonstrating evidential stuff about her mother's teeth and how she used to have to take them out to eat, to talk. But when she wanted to smile, she put her teeth in, and, for pictures and that. I mean, it was a hoot because the teeth were the wrong size.
Oh.
And it was just following what I felt within myself, even though I finished the gentleman. Beyond a doubt, he was a skeptic.
Yeah.
But by doing what I did with these three ladies, the lady in the middle in particular, it turned him around 180 degrees. I followed my intuition. I know most mediums don't like to stop in the middle of a reading. You finish one, then go to another. But this occasion, even though it was funny, it proved a point.
Yeah.
And like you tonight being late, and we both didn't know whether we were going to be here, whatever, but we followed our intuition. It's exactly what we do all the time. As you said, we're all intuitive.
Yeah. And two, when it comes to giving readings, like you said, it's we don't want to abruptly stop, but sometimes spirits do that too. It's like we'll end up, doing stuff, and then suddenly a spirit will jump in and immediately kind of go, "Hey, I want you to do this, or I want you to do that," and it's like, hold on a second. It's like I can't exactly stop what I'm doing, but we try to accommodate. We try to accommodate spirit, depending on the message. Have you ever had any messages where it's like, other than like giving somebody else a message, like you're just going about your daily chores, and suddenly, boom, spirit comes in and goes, here you go.
Well, another thing, I used to be a cashier in a business I used to work for about 17 years, so I'm not going to mention names. And as a cashier, you're supposed to just push the stuff through, talk to the person, no problem. And I'd come out with the middle of a reading for them saying, "Hey, such and such and such and such." And well, I didn't have. I said, "Well, they're trying to tell me you haven't been listening to all these things that have been happening, yes or no? And you need to do this so you can do that. And this is why you're doing this food shopping now, because you're celebrating this person's passing." I didn't know that. Well, I'm intuitive. This is what I do. It's just, I work 24/7 for spirit. But every morning I set my intention to do the highest and best I can, positively.
Yeah.
All the time. That's the golden rule. And at night time I say, "Thank you. I'll do my best even more tomorrow." Because my intention every day is to make people smile from within and prove continuity of life. And I have never yet been able to open my mouth to somebody that's not receptive. You just can't do it. Well, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I'll talk about, would you like a recipe because I was a cook in the Royal Navy or whatever. But I can't do spirit unless the person's receptive.
Yeah.
And as I say, the intuition is paramount.
Yeah. And there's right and wrong places to give messages. You just can't walk up to somebody in a grocery store and say,
Yeah.
"I got a message from I think is your mother. Would you like it?"
Well,
you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's not somebody I've never seen before. It's just I've never given a reading before.
Yeah.
And the circumstances are 99.9% no problem. Because I've been doing this all my life, basically, especially the last nearly 50 years now. And I just don't overstep that mark. I trust spirit that much that I can't overstep. People say, "Oh, why did you do that?" Look at his face. Look at his face or her face or their faces. They're going away a lot happier than they came in.
Yeah.
That's the goal I have to help people. Not be afraid of being dead physically, because your spirit doesn't cease functioning and growing, maturing. People are so afraid of dying. I'm afraid of how I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Not the fact I'm going to be dead, because to be honest, I can't wait for that day. But I'm going to enjoy the part before then as best
True.
I can.
True. Yeah. I mean, that's a given. Is none of us are going to get out of this alive, and
Physically.
I think that's physically, and that is the taboo about it. Is there's a part of death that we do fear, and it is how and when and tomorrow is not guaranteed, and it's always been a taboo. But as far as actual death and being on the, I'm definitely not afraid of it. But
this is one of the things that we learn. But whilst I was in the Navy, I have no fear of heights at all. And I was forever doing things that people say, oh, you're crazy, or that's dangerous. So you're afraid of falling, especially when I'm climbing up rigging and all this, to chip off ice in the North Sea and the ship do it every which way you can imagine.
Yeah.
And I say, the falling does not worry me one bit. It's the landing.
Yeah.
And I say, well, I said, if I hit the water and the temperature of that water is just above freezing, North Sea, winter, the shock will have me unconscious in seconds.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it. But if I land on the deck, I'm going to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to hurt.
That's crazy. I said, no. If I don't go up and chip the ice off the ship could go over, turn turtle. Yeah. Because there's too much ice on the superstructure. And you've got to chip it away. And I say, I'd rather be up there doing my best to save my life than just sitting in the box wondering, is the ship going to turn over?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I have no problem. Falling's no problem. Landing's always a trouble.
Yep. Now, while doing this for most of your life, working with spirit and using your intuition, what was one of the most eye-opening things, a revelation that you could share with people that prepare people on tuning themselves to be able to do this? And
well, it's a multi-answer to that one question because there's so many aspects to it. It's not just one facet of a straight answer.
Yeah, chapter 1.
Well, I'll just say it's one of the chapters. I won't call them 1, 2, or 3. But you see, when you meet up with people, and everybody exudes their auric field, the energy field extends from beyond the body, the physical, and being like yourself, you're empathic. You know what empathy means. You understand it, and when you're empathic towards other people, and it resonates with your auric field, your energy, you know straight away whether high or low, or happy, or whatever. You just know. You don't believe it, it's knowing it.
Yeah.
And depending on that reaction, on what you perceive from the energy of other people, is how you know when to open your mouth, when you need to share something. As I say, for me, it's all my life. I've understood straight away, keep your mouth shut, Graham, or open your mouth. I don't question it. It's trust that I've built up for all these years with my guides that are always around me. I can't say it's A, B, C, or D. I know the guides I've got imparted my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, because they're the ones that help form the basis of what I've learned to do and use and grow from. So it's very difficult to pin one pointer to how I know when to do it. It's just, I trust them upstairs. They have saved my life. My grandfather, for example, when I was at a cartoons film at a cinema in my local place in Leicester, Derby, Central England, we used to go and watch. My sisters and brother all went to see the cartoon shows every Sunday. And this one Sunday, we're all sitting there watching the cartoons, and then I just saw my grandfather, who'd passed a couple of years previous. And I just saw his face on the whole screen. Yeah. And I went, okay. And all I saw him say was, get out now. Yeah. Get out now. And I looked at the other and says, Grandad's here. We got to get up and leave now. Left. 2 weeks later, the place burnt down.
Whoa. Well, at least he gave you 2 weeks notice instead of 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's trusting what you feel within yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody says or does, it's how you react. What are you reacting to within yourself? People panic. Oh, no. It's what you feel. It's how you respond. You can panic like them if you want. You can run around like a headless chicken. It's not going to change what you know. It's how you respond to what you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned all my life, to just respond, react. And if I'm not reacting, it's not the right time, not the right moment.
Yeah.
But then
reaction. Yeah, reaction is definitely very important. And then some out there might say, well, how do I know how to react? How do I know what to do? What depending on the message. Because some people get the messages differently. Whether it's by hearing, seeing, all the clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, through symbols and taste and smell, and I mean all the different olfactory senses. But when somebody's developing this, some people, and I'm sure you've heard this too, there's a lot of cases where people have never experienced this before, never experienced this psychic bone and mediumship bone in ever before, and suddenly something happens. The most common one is they're on the road, they're driving, and they hear their mother's voice who had passed. Take a left. Or a right. Or do this or do that. And they're like, what? And they do it. Or they don't do it. And they get in a car accident.
Well, I love using this analogy. If you use the brain as a computer, you go into a store, you buy a fantastic computer. It's got, in that computer, programs preset. But you've got to do things before you can get to those computer programs. You've got to plug it in. You've got to make it live. The human body. We're alive. You've got to activate those programs. You'll press them. Now, we have memories, i.e. like programs. And spirit activate those memories within you. Yeah. You hear your mother's voice, your grandfather, or whomever, or a dog's bark, whine, or whatever it is, that click, that connection with whatever it is. Even seeing something, smelling something, all those senses, as you said. It's knowing at that moment, spirit are activating those memories. And because you're driving along and you're thinking about, oh, that music's nice and all that, hang on, mother's coming through. It distracts you from what you're doing. You don't think about how you're driving, you just drive. But then you get a thought about something, and then either you listen to it or you don't. Mm. This is the intuition kicking in, or you suppress it. But it's also the psychic side, which is the material, physical side, or the spiritual side if your vibration's high enough. Because you've got to be of a positive attitude. You've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to know yourself. And you've got to trust yourself. Most people say, oh, he's a liar, he's a cheat, and all the rest of it. But what's up here? You can't lie to yourself. You can deceive yourself, but you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know when you're telling the truth. And those memories are locked in until activated, when needed. And learning the difference when you're, like, as I say, driving along, you know the road really well, then suddenly turn right, turn left, from somebody's voice. And you will always hear your voice with theirs in that way to speak, because it's your memory of them speaking with your own will first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you've done it yourself, Paul. It's recognizing that moment, intuition stepping in. Spirit are coming in for a reason. Do I listen to it? Does it feel right? And all these things are so quick, so spontaneous. You either yes or no. It can save your life.
Yep.
Or save somebody else's.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when it may not necessarily be a spirit coming in or intuition, which is that feeling like this don't feel right. I don't feel right. I don't think I'm going to take a left. I think I'm going to take a right.
Well, everybody's psychic. It's a human nature to be psychic. It's whether you listen to those psychic moments. For example, you walk into a house you've never been in before, or you go into a party you've never met anybody before. You walk in, you say, "Oh, this feels great," or "Oh, this is not my sort of party." You listen to your own gut instinct at that moment. That's the psychic side.
Yeah.
And then when you get to know people and you feel more relaxed, I work better when I'm tired. The more tired I am, the better I work as a medium. Because I don't really want to listen to what I'm saying. Because they're using me as a conduit. So I step out of it. So I'd rather go to sleep, as it were. And this is what the difference between a psychic and a medium is. It's listening to your body, listen to your guts, and raising your vibration to listen to spirit. And the latter being the medium.
Yeah. And then doing it while you're tired is a form of meditation, because your brainwave state is going more into that theta brainwave state. You're tired, you're relaxed. It's a form of meditation, which is when most mediums start out in mediumship, and as a student medium, that's all you're doing is you're meditating. You're getting into that brainwave state to raise your vibration.
Well, it's like, as I said, when you're driving, I've been driving since I was 14 and a half. I got my license when I was old enough. In England, it's different than over here. And I used to ride motorbikes and stuff like that, and cycles. But we do that without even thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Automatics, gear shifts, or whatever vehicle you're using. And you don't have to think about what you're doing driving. Your peripheral vision and your focal vision, whatever it's called, in front of you and to the side of you, work simultaneously.
Yeah.
But when you work automatically, it allows your brain to be at peace. It's when something interferes in that safe zone, that peaceful zone, that automatic zone, you suddenly, what's that? And recognizing it and how you react to it is a heck of an important moment. And that's why when I work with people, I recognize straight away which is my thought or spirit activating my thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
now,
like
for those out there that are wanting to connect to spirit and get into this, raising vibrations, what do you suggest would be the best approach? Whether approaches that you have used got into, when you've got,
one of the best things I can think of, Paul, is being honest with yourself. Because if you can't understand who you are and how you react with food, drink, people, circumstances, how you honestly feel, then you can't really be a medium.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, and I have to say it carefully, and this is my opinion, you get a lot of people that say, I'm a psychic or I'm a medium. It's all ego. And when you're a medium, it's nothing about ego. Ego is of self, putting one's own opinion first and foremost. When you're a medium, you have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Really use you by trust and repetition.
Yeah.
And you've got to learn what it makes you feel happy, what makes you feel sad. And you've got to face it. Yeah. And you can't lie.
Oh, yeah.
I never remember what I'm doing when I'm doing my readings, because I don't want to know, because it's personal between the recipient and spirit that's working through me. I don't want to know it, because I do so many readings, I'll be jam-packed of all these stories. Some stay in my mind every now and again, especially like people that make me laugh. That is the fun part. But you see, listening to yourself and being honest with yourself enables you to face reality of self. And when spirit wants to use you as a conduit, do you trust yourself enough and trust them enough?
Mm-hmm.
And when you know that, it's by practice.
Yeah.
You've got to listen to your guts every time. I do. Sometimes I don't want to read you, and I make some polite excuse. I've only stopped 3 readings in 50 years.
Wow.
No. Yes. Goodbye. I'm out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
3.
3. Wow. Now 2 is the boundaries. There's a boundary thing, and there's limitations too, where we have to give spirit permission to work through us.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, there's a protective side, meaning that we have to give spirit limitations. So, and I'm going to give you this opportunity to be able to work through me to give a message. But at the same time too, there's boundaries, like you can't do this, you can't do that. There's the office is open for so long and my door is closed.
Yeah.
Do you have rules and regulations to spirit on what they can and cannot do?
Oh yeah. I as I say, every morning I put out my affirmations. What I'm going to do for the day is my highest and best with all I encounter. And at night time, when I say thank you, this is my shut off time. This is time for my family, my loved ones. Want to watch a movie, just want peace and quiet. Only life or death disturb me. I will never give a negative reading. If a negative comes through, I ask why. And if I feel comfortable with the answer, then I'll pass the message, but in a positive way. By recognizing a negative, I can turn it around. Because I don't want to give a negative to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say, somebody died of a tragedy that they don't even know about. I've had that happen before. How can I say to somebody, your loved one's passed away and you don't know about it? I said, can you remember when you used to do this, and this with your friend and all that? And all those memories you got, just think of the fun you're going to have when you're older. And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, you're over here, your partner's over there, or whatever, whomever it is over there. When do you expect to see each other again? I know I'm always looking forward to seeing my mum and my grandmother and my grandfather.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're dead. I know that. I can't say, oh, well, your relative's dead. I can't say that. I just say, what do you feel about your connection with your loved ones? How do you feel? And sometimes, well, I'm not too sure. Why aren't you too sure? I get them to listen to their own feelings. Hang on, I'm going to give them a call.
Yeah.
I've done my only bit and I step back. Because I'm trying to give them a positive, even in adversity.
Yeah.
And I've done that a couple of times with people, One of the weirdest ones was the best friend took my warship, the Coventry, went down the Falklands, never came back. Yeah. And I went after the war and went to the Falklands, and I was on a boat going over the area where the ship had been sunk, and I just got my friend's image. And then I came back and contacted Whitehall and says, I know where my friend is, and he died in this compartment and such as. You're not supposed to dive on those vessels. I said, I didn't. Well, how do you know he's there? He showed me. Huh. That's one of the reasons why I left the Navy, because the Navy realised I had gifts and they wanted to use them on the Navy side. I said, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave. It was that sort of thing. I listened to myself. You all can do it if you trust yourself. And it's not, I believe in myself, it's I know myself. And the more you know of yourself, with all the good, bad, and the ugly, you've got to accept it. You can't change the past. You can only change what you do now for the future.
Yeah, living in the moment and going, okay, what am I doing tomorrow? What am I doing in the next 15 minutes?
With everybody.
Yeah.
If you don't like them, say, look, if I don't like it, I wouldn't be talking to you. Yep. It's a simple way of saying, I'm out of here.
Yep.
If I don't like it, I'll leave. Or you leave. I don't care which.
Have you ever had it? Well, you've had three of them that you've stopped and you had to stop. But have you ever Have you ever had anybody that you just didn't want to give a reading to? Period. Just not even
Oh yeah,
start one.
yeah, yeah. In fact, I did one in Merritt Island. I was over there in one of the malls over there, and this woman, she was ABC. I want. I said, well, okay, this is a shopping mall. Go and find it. So what? So I don't know read. I says,
Yeah.
you've got ABC in your mind. You're not going to listen to anything else. You just want ABC answered.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't work that way. You want something,
Yeah.
you go and buy
It's like, yeah, it's demanding conditions, demanding certain conditions. They're like, no, sorry, spirit doesn't work that way.
it. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And in fact, a son to this lady was fantastic. The exact opposite to the mother. He had one of these blow-up plastic beach balls, which was almost cubed. It had bulges on each side, on 6 sides. And it was going straight into this box, perfect, every time at a good distance. I thought, you make a good basketball player. And I said, have you told your mum what you talk to in the morning? In your room there? He said, she wouldn't understand. She always wants to speak to Grandma. I said, has Grandma talked to you? She said, yeah, that's well. Give her a hint. Because she's not listening to anybody else. And he went, okay. And off he went. And then his mother and Lynn left the building. And I couldn't stop laughing. I thought, you're after ABC and your own son got the answers, but you don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But it's so simple. Everybody listens, but it's how you react, what you do with what you've heard, what you feel, what you see, what you smell, what you taste. It's how you give back. I don't care what people think of me. I only care what I can give you. And that's my highest and best. And every day I'm doing, I know I didn't do as good. I'm going to do better tomorrow. And better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Always pushing myself to do that bit more. And one of the saddest things I learned about being intuitive, I really read people, and I'm not a doctor, medic, or anything. I'm definitely not certified in anything, but I can feel from people when they've had an injury or symptoms. I say, do you know about such and such? Yeah, that was years ago. I said, oh, that's all right. And leave it. I don't diagnose, I don't treat, I don't heal. That's all upstairs. But I did ask her last time, when was the last time you went to your doctor? Or, hey, I think you need new specs. When was the last time your eyes checked? But I was told off, I can't do that anymore because you're not certified to do that. I said, every medium does.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to use the word medical.
Yeah.
I'm not medically trained. But every medium does it. I know you've got somebody that's come through that's died of a heart attack or car accident. If that's not medical, what is?
Yeah, because most people that either go to get a tarot reading done or a reading done with a medium or anything, that's usually one of the questions that come up.
Exactly.
Okay, how's my love life going to be? What's my work life going to be? What's my health going to be?
I don't read futures, though. I can do, but I choose by experience not to, because that's a whole new ballgame. Because whatever I say to them at this moment can alter their lives.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you your future. I say, what have you learned from your past? What are you going to do now that can affect a better change for you for your future?
Mm-hmm.
I leave them the choice. I'm not going to make it for them. I've done 2 or 3 people that I've trusted and helped them, but that's as far as I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't want to read the fortune teller. That's not my forte. I can do it, but I don't want that responsibility. Because, believe me or not, every medium that opens his mouth by word or action is responsible for it. So if you say something to somebody and they don't like it, you're responsible for that.
Yeah.
And sorry, I've been doing this long enough. I don't want to ruin my reputation of giving somebody false information.
True. Now, as we're getting to the end of our show, what would be a good takeaway for our listeners or viewers for our show this evening?
I hope what I've shared with Paul and you is that you are unlimited in what you can become. I never say I'm just a medium. I can only do clairvoyance or clairaudience. I don't put a label on it. I'm just a medium, a conduit. Anything can flow through me as long as it's with the highest and best intention. Never give a negative. Everybody has a choice. You choose to open your mouth and use those words. Don't blame spirit. You're the spokesperson for what you pick up. Be honest and enjoy seeing somebody happier. Your choice. Spirit want to work with you 24/7. They'll run you ragged.
Yeah.
Lay your foundation. Lay your foundation. Mine's in the morning, no problem. I wake up, I meditate. But my meditation's just being tired and just relaxing and do whatever makes me happy.
Yeah.
In fact, my best meditation's driving or cycling or walking or just looking at the stars. I don't have a set method of meditation. What makes me happy is my meditation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anybody can do this. And I wish you all the best in learning about yourself and your gifts. You may not always do the one gift. I have never known what gift I can't do because I don't label it.
Yeah. Yeah. Always try new things and you'll know
Be
if you're
intuitive.
good at it or not.
Yeah. Be intuitive. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We've all got these gifts. We've known each other for how many years now?
Well over a decade. Well over a decade at least.
And we hit it off straight away because we trusted each other. And it's carried us through for all these years.
Yeah.
You see, he's like a brother to me because he treats me with respect. I've earned it. I didn't ask for it. I've earned it. Same for him. When you're working as a medium, you earn the respect of spirit and your recipient. But you've got to respect yourself first to obtain that.
Yep.
That's what we learn from yourself.
Yeah. Well, brother, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
I enjoy it. So
Namaste, my friend. And for those who want to reach out to Graham, you can find you on Facebook at Graham Williamson, Graham Williamson, at Facebook, and reach out to you, contact him, send him a message, and set up an appointment, have a reading, and yeah. But awesome.
And we'll see you again sometime.
Sometime.
Cool.
Absolutely. Graham, thank you very much. Thank you for being on the show this evening. And blessings, my friend. And for all those, thank you for tuning in to the weekly seance on Conscious Radio Network. And until next time, we will see you next week.